We're here with James Bakian. I'm going to ask him a couple questions today. I'm Gabriel Nevin. I co-write and produce with James. How are you feeling today, James?
I feel good, Gabriel. It feels good to be in your nice, cozy living room with all these lights everywhere.
It's looking cool. Nice. We've got the whole setup today.
Yeah, man.
So to start, how did you get into music?
How did I get into music? So it started when I was pretty young, 6 years old, and my dad took me to the cinema to see This Is It, which is about Michael Jackson's upcoming tour. And when I watched that, it lit the flame in me. And I looked at this guy on the big screen and I thought, that is what I want to be like. And since that day, melodies just started coming to me. So I remember I was lying in bed when I was 6 years old and a melody just flew into my head. And I was like, oh, I want to make a song. And then, I got my mum to play the piano. I started singing and wrote a song. It wasn't great, but it was like a 6-year-old song. But yeah, honestly, the short answer is since then, I just didn't really stop. Yeah, I just kept doing it.
Yeah, well, that's the best way to do it, really. Yeah. Just keep going, you get better and better.
I agree, man.
Yeah, so, talking music, it takes up most of your life, I assume. I know it does. We do it together. Yeah. We spend most days of the week.
Takes almost all of it.
Everything, the music, the social media, takes a lot of time.
It is very time consuming.
What do you do in your day-to-day life? How would you say you wake up, when you wake up, how it starts, what sort of stuff you do around the music as well as doing the music?
Yeah, so I guess, I'd say a big portion of my day is about the music, because if I'm not coming here and making music, which I do half of the week, I guess, then I'm making videos. If I'm not making videos, I'm thinking about making videos. Sometimes I'm working on music at home as well. And all of that takes up a lot of time. The social media takes up loads of time. So that's a lot of my day. But I try and go to the gym 4 times a week. It doesn't always happen, because often it's I'm up late working the night before, and then I wake up late and I start working late, and then I plan to go to the gym that day. I'm gonna go to the gym today, and then I end up working, and then I've just got no time left, and I need to go. And if I do go to the gym, then it's gonna be the morning.
It does happen, yeah.
So that does happen. So I'm trying to improve that, but I would say generally I'm going to the gym 4 times a week.
That's good.
I read the Bible every day, so I try to do that. It's always different, but I try to do that kind of at the beginning of each day. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's just 5 minutes before I go to bed, but I try and do that. And other than that, I've got a couple of things here and there that I do during the week, but not much, to be honest. I kind of like to chill, and I just I've got quite right now my sister and my brother-in-law are living with me in my mum's house, and my brother as well. So we've got there's quite a lot of us, and it's just nice being with the family and stuff. But there is other stuff I do. Play a little bit of squash. Been starting to do that. Sometimes go to some church events and things. Yeah, nice. Do that sort of thing through the week. So yeah,
man. The music is definitely it's a lot of time.
It's a full time. It's like life. It's not just
a job. No, it's a way.
So you better enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then
with everything, doing the social media, even the mixing and just sitting here getting each the vocals, whatever, it does take time.
Yeah.
And a lot of big artists have teams to do all these things, but when you're doing it just on a small scale,
because we're just working together, and it's all going great so far, I think. But it's a lot of work.
Definitely. Speaking of the music, I was going to say, you've put out 4 songs this year, which we've worked on together.
Yeah, all 4.
How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, man, I'm proud of us. I'm proud of what we've achieved. I think neither of us were expecting this kind of response.
Yeah, it's a crazy response.
The response that they got. But with Love You Forever, the first song we released, I remember saying to you, if this song gets 10k streams on Spotify, I'll be happy. I'm content. I've done what I've set out to do. And then, the next songs will climb up 15k, 20k. But it went up there way quicker than I expected. And now Love You Forever is almost at 300k.
I know.
And, the truth is, for a lot of artists and a lot of people doing a similar thing to me, that's actually not crazy. But for me, I just wasn't.
Definitely, man.
I wasn't expecting that kind of.
I think it's crazy seeing. We went to school together and everyone were making music. There's not really usually a real response. There's just a few people say, that's good.
Yeah, exactly.
But to then see now, you can go on Spotify, look on Spotify and see.
You can see the numbers.
Over 500,000 streams now altogether. It's is a really great start.
Yeah.
Considering you only started releasing this year.
Yeah, it's like it's more than I expected. It's more than I would have. Yeah, because even with the numbers on social media and stuff, which is amazing, you never know how it's going to correlate.
Exactly, definitely. Yeah, they're sort of going from TikTok to Spotify. People might like it on there, but never stream it.
Exactly, man.
And I think we've seen that with some songs have done better than others. And you think, well, it actually really does make a difference.
Yes, it does. It definitely does. And that's what I realized. It's not just making it a great viral video. There's more to it than that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's its own. Spotify's its own thing. And
exactly, definitely. It's got an algorithm in itself, so you got to kind of learn how to work that. I mean, speaking of that, before you were releasing the music on Spotify, which you have now, how was it starting TikTok and starting social media?
Yeah, it's been. I don't know. I remember at the beginning. So when I hit 18 and I left school, I was like, all right, music. Now this is the time. Before, I was kind of chilling with it, and my mum would always try and push me to do stuff, but my heart I just wasn't that hungry for it. I was focused on school. My mind was elsewhere. Like, I was focused on my A levels, getting good grades and stuff. But when I hit 18, I was like, this is it now. And if I fail, like if I mess up now, I'm cooked for the next 3 years. I gotta do this. Definitely. And so I started making videos and writing songs, and my songs were trash. They were all bad, and the videos were rubbish. Yeah, and I started like that, and it was painful, very painful. I'd be making videos. I was on I remember I got 1,000 followers on TikTok, and I was like, man, and I kept making videos, and they just, they didn't get anything close to the numbers they get now. And that's partly because I didn't know how to do it. I was just doing casual setups and putting it on my piano, and it just didn't look good. The lighting didn't look good. I had long hair that didn't look good. It didn't sound great, but it all started actually one day. I was actually praying, and I was like, God, I feel like you've told me that you want me to do music, because that is a whole story in itself I'm not going to go into right now. But I was like to God, I feel like you told me you want me to do music. Why is nothing working? I'm trying the social media. I had one big video. It did get 50,000 likes, but it was just a one-off, and then everything was just doing bad again. And I was getting frustrated. And after I said this prayer, I was scrolling, and I saw a video of someone singing a Shawn Mendes song in his car. And I just passed my driving test. I had my car in the driveway. So I thought, let me give this a go. Set up the camera, started singing the song, and the angle was good, the feeling was right, the sound was there. And I was like, okay, let me post this. I had a good feeling about it. And now that was my first huge video. And so now that's on 10 million views. Wow. And that one video jumped me up 200,000 followers. And since then, I've just been sort of doing similar things, finding new places. And I guess as you do it, you do just learn what works, what do people resonate with, what do I enjoy more, and I've got to where it is now.
Yeah, I mean, well, how many followers are you on now on TikTok?
Yeah, so I'm just about to hit 900k. 900k as we speak.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, and a lot of that's been in the last few months, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I woke up today and it was on 895k. Now it's on 899.
So I mean, it's not too far from 1 million now, which is crazy.
Which is insane. And you know what? Recently, a few months ago, I don't know why I was just in my mind. This is kind of just dumb, but in my mind, I was just seeing just one M.
Yeah,
I was like, what is that?
That's a different level.
I know, but I was thinking why am I having this? Maybe I'm about to post a video that's going to get 1 million likes on. But now I've realized, no, it was about, because literally a little bit later than that, I started getting these huge videos, and it went up another level. Yeah. The followers started going up. So now I'm almost at 1 million followers on TikTok, which is crazy. Yeah, absolutely insane. Yeah. And on Instagram, it's at 350k now, around there. So yeah, I'm just so grateful for it. Yeah, it still doesn't feel real, and it feels like a huge blessing, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do with it.
I know that it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, and it definitely helps the music, obviously.
Yeah, man.
And so I'm sure it'll just keep going up.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, I mean, moving on, we've got some quick fire questions here.
Okay, bro. I'm looking forward to these.
Yeah. You're allowed to explain your answer if you want. It doesn't have to be too quick, but let's try and keep them pretty short, All
right, I'll try and keep it short and sweet for you.
Definitely, all right. Okay, so what kind of music did you grow up with?
What kind of music did I grow up with? Michael Jackson. Yeah, I'd say sort of that kind of pop. Yeah, that's what I grew up with.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So do you work better late at night or early in the morning?
Definitely work better late at night.
Late at night?
100%. I can't work in the morning.
Oh man, I'm the opposite, man.
Really?
I'd rather work in the morning. I get tired and then...
Yeah, no, but it's the opposite for me.
Well, yeah, each to their own. Okay, is there anything, a hobby, an activity, a sport, whatever it may be, that sort of inspires you to create music, which isn't music related?
Inspires me to create music? That is a random question. I would say the one that inspires me the most to create music is going to the gym.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm in the gym, I'm just... I'm thinking of songs. I'm thinking of song ideas. I'm thinking, what would I want to be listening to right now? That does actually happen. So yeah, probably the gym.
Yeah. All right. So how has your music taste changed over time since becoming an artist?
It's always the truth is, at the ground, my favorite genre has always been R&B. That's always been what I've steered towards. I like a bit of hip hop, I like a bit of pop, but mainly R&B. But I've started with releasing pop music, which I like as well. But yeah, I think that it's leaned now even more into R&B recently. So there may be some changes coming.
Definitely, but I mean,
you're aware of.
We can't speak too much, but yeah. So who is your dream collaboration?
My dream collaboration. Can they be alive, dead, or is it?
I think it's got to be alive. It's got to be alive.
I would say it's between Justin Bieber or Chris Brown.
They're good choices there.
Because the vocals are just crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain if that was a little collab. Okay, so what is one artist that changed the way you think about music?
Oh, one artist that changed the way I think about music. Wow. All right, that's actually tough. Artists that changed the way I think about music. Maybe maybe like Giveon, or someone like that. Do I have a reason for that? I don't know. It kind of actually. Do you know what? No, I'm going to change my answer. I would say XXX. Yeah. XXX Tentacion. I used to love him. Yeah, back in, and when he died, I actually cried. I remember when he died. I really was like a fan. I think because he was so diverse in the music he was releasing, and it just showed that how much can be brought out of one mind, like of all the different places you can go musically. But kind of he always had that sound that was his flavor. Definitely. So yeah, I would actually say him.
That's a good choice, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got one final question here. What's a genre you haven't tried but you'd secretly like to?
A genre I haven't tried but I would secretly like to would probably be, recently they've been doing the 1950s old-fashioned kind of like rock, or like soft rock / pop. I would say that kind of thing. That old-fashioned 50s pop music has that, it just hits. Yeah, it's good. So I do have a couple of those on my playlist, and I did some covers on those on social media, and they did well. So I wouldn't mind making a song like that one day.
Might have to happen then. It might have to. Okay, well, we have got one. We're done with the quick fire questions now. We got one final topic before we go here.
Cool.
What are you looking to achieve in 2025?
Okay, I would say the main thing for me in 2025 is I want to start doing shows. Because apart from the time that you and I went to LA to sing at a wedding, which doesn't really count as like a show, it wasn't like a proper show. That's all the performing that I've done this year. So doing shows, like actually selling tickets, that's my goal. I'm a bit nervous about it. I don't know will anyone actually come? So if anyone's watching, like, please come. Let us know. I'm excited to know as well. Otherwise, I don't know. But I feel like in the same, I'm a bit hopeful about it, that in the same way that it was unexpected, the Spotify numbers and stuff. Hopefully it will be the same with this. Definitely. But that's the main goal for 2025.
Yeah, I mean, it just coming up through TikTok, your fans are so like diverse. They're all over the world.
All over, which is honestly amazing. But yeah,
in terms of finding a location to do it, it's kind of like it's a task.
But one day, bro, hopefully it'll be all over. Going on tour, man, that will be crazy.
It will be at some point, I'm sure. Yeah. Maybe sooner than we think.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're speaking about the R&B earlier.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything about that?
So obviously we've been working on a bit more R&B music recently, and at heart that is what I actually that is the music that I've always kind of, as I grew up and I was sort of developing my own music taste, that's where I always leant towards. I think because it gives so much room for just going crazy with the vocals. And I'm just always like in awe of when I hear those certain runs and riffs. It just does something to my soul. So that's my favorite genre. And I was like, you know what? I love pop music as well, but this is a route I will kind of want to explore this, because this is actually when I kind of dream of the future. That's actually more where I see myself. But yeah, R&B pop, that kind of vibe. So that's where I want to go, I think, a lot next year as well, and just see what happens, see how people respond to it.
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit risky maybe.
I know it's a bit of a change in genre, but you know, you got to do what you got to do.
I think so, man. And I think I'm always going to have a bit of a mix. You know, I definitely don't think I'm not going to be doing the pop music, but I think just adding some R&B flavors in there might be cool.
I mean, for me as well, producing a lot of the stuff, it also just gives me a chance. It's quite fun, you know, to produce. It is quite fun. It's a different thing.
It teaches you stuff, you know.
You learn a lot from it.
And I mean, music taste does change as you grow. Exactly. Like if you look at Justin Bieber, I mean, if you look at how he started, or even Chris Brown, if you look at how he started with his R&B when he was like a 16-year-old kid, and then up to now, the sound is completely transformed. Yeah. And same with a lot of artists. You just see their complete changes in style. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Bro, I'm excited for the future.
Definitely, bro.
It's been a pleasure talking to you now.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to you as well.